Keep It 100 is brought to you by Triple Double. Clapping cheeks and taking names since 1987. La 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 la. This is a quote from my haters. You got me feeling like the greatest, yeah. Bitch, I'm about to blow up. Wait for it. Bitch, I'm about to blow up. There we have it. Or should I say, there we go. Before we get into the quote of the hour, oh, by the way, my name is Casey Huckle. This is Keep It 100. Let me tell you about the show. So 100 is a reference to how many quotes I'm going to cover throughout the show. I started out on fire, doing 2 quotes a week, and the plan was to be done in, a year, right? Because there's 52 weeks in a year. Take 2 weeks off, 2 times 50 is 100. But unfortunately, I hit a snag. I got discouraged. And I gave up around 60 episodes in. Now we're just picking it back up where we started. And if you're just joining us, I'll tell you what this is about, where I find these quotes that they could be from a Bible verse, song, a poem, something someone said to me on the street, your tombstone, what have you. They just have to be, most of them are pithy. They don't have to be pithy. Some of them can just be jokes. Some of them can be just funny. But most of them are adages, and I apply what they mean to me in that moment of time in my life. So they've gotten me through some tough times and will continue to do so, and inspired me to make this podcast. Keep It 100. So without further ado, I bring to you Keep It 100. Okay. I got warmed up before this one trying to make a song called Beyond Pussy. And I really wrestled with this one. I guess it's about me trying to understand women and how, battle of the sexes. Men and women have different, they can have different intentions, of course. Yeah, different intentions. And, all people can have different intentions at different times, and also the same intentions, I think, and still break up, because I think everyone can agree on one thing. We all want love, right? But, I'm sure you've heard of the 5 love languages. So, yeah, humans are complex, and that's what I wanted to speak on. I don't even know what I'm going to call this episode, but I did want to get feedback. I wish I had a female guest on the show, but it's just so hard to find people these days. Everyone just seems to be too busy for me. I don't have a girlfriend, and maybe that's why. I'll try to express or lament as to why I do not have a female companion. A lot of it has to do with, I'll get into how fuck it, I'll just get out with it. Like, I'm very complex. There's part of me that looks at women like they're a conquest. Like having sex with them has just added another point to my score. And for the longest time, up to maybe, I think right around the time I got serious with this girl Diana, who that went by quicker than you can say. They can say 3. That up to that point, I think I was counting how many girls I had been with. Sometimes when I had trouble sleeping, I would go through my head, like start to envision these wouldn't be fantasies, but past scenes of fucking these girls, that were conquests of mine, and I am yet to meet a woman who views men that way. I don't understand women as much as I understand men. I don't understand men as much as I understand me, and I don't fully understand myself either. There's just so much to uncover in the human brain, and you can judge someone for anything, or you can empathize with them. Some people empathize. I'd say women empathize more easily with other women. Men empathize more easily with other men. Some men empathize with some women more easily than other women. Some women empathize with some men more than other men. The list goes on and on. It's just humans are a mystery. Happiness is a mystery. And I'm just throwing out, my candid, unadulterated, candid self, and just saying I may never get an answer, or the opinions I may get back, they could be positive, they could be negative, they could be neutral. I guess an objective one would probably be ideal, but I think I just really need, with this song, I just wanted to I was just putting out like how my intentions are good. How can I empathize more with women? And maybe you need to fall in love with someone to get there. But then you could fall out of love with them, and then you're back to judging the opposite sex. For me, it's the opposite sex again, and being like, oh, I love women, and then you get your heart broken. No, I hate them. I empathize. No, I judge. I hate them. Life is, it's how variable life is. And yeah, so for the better part of 15 years, for the last 15 years, I've been chasing girls, and been very aggressive. I tweeted about how girls seem to be scared of me, and it makes me feel like a monster. And I've questioned so many times, oh, am I a narcissist? Am I narcissistic? And I've questioned it like way too many times, instead of just kind of being like, all right, I am who I am. I'm not responsible for anyone else but myself. And I think the biggest issue is just that my feelings get hurt pretty easily if they ghost me, if they ignore me, if they reject me. And I perseverated about it probably like twice as long as I should. But yeah, women are tough. I know women are. I remember this Louis C.K. bit before he was canceled. This was maybe 10 years ago. He was saying how trusting women have to be to go home with a guy when men, statistically, like the number one. I mean, like, I don't know if I wouldn't say men are the number one leading cause of death for women, murdering women, but there are a lot more homicides, on the hands of men on women than women do to men, So he was just remarking how funny that is. And that's why women are so selective. I want to say it was on either Instagram or Twitter. Jordan Peterson was saying, so long caption, it must have been, I want to say Instagram, a long caption where he was saying that that women are in the human race, the human species, women are extremely selective. And I read that yesterday, and I've been thinking about it on and off ever since, and being like, okay, that explains it. Like, that's why women are so, I keep saying, why are women so cold? Why, they just love to say, they could so easily say no. They could say yes, but they mostly tend to say no. I'm always swiping, swipe right on most of the girls I see on dating apps, and I'm sure they must be swiping left most of the time. And they still, I've never looked at a girl's at her own profile, and I keep hearing like, oh yeah, women have tons of guys in their DMs and then tons of guys who they've matched with. And I think the biggest change, the only change that I could really make, that I must make, is just to stop comparing and being like, oh, well, why don't I get as many women as women can get men? Why it's so hard? It's it's like I throw a pity party. Oh, it's so hard for men. Like women, they just like they say no so much, and then like a woman can go out any night and get laid easily. A man has to put in a ton of work, and he's still most likely not going to get laid. And so this episode has turned out, it's just going to turn out to be about just the differences in sexes and what the experience is for a woman as opposed to a man. And I just hope I get a woman to respond to me. And just so the other thought I had while skating home from Dave & Buster's where I worked last night, I was going, okay, I started to wonder, why are women so selective, as Jordan Peterson had noted in his Instagram post? Well, if a woman is not selective, then she's going to risk being called a slut. And so why is being called a slut so bad? I think it's just to protect women because of what Louis C.K. was noting, that, this is where I'm trying to empathize with girls. Because men are aggressive, they're creepy, they come on too strong. Yeah, they have something called testosterone that women do not have as much of, and so yes, I could see how women need to be careful. Yet, I've been following the former pickup artist. I forgot about his. He has an account, like a lectures on picking up girls, and he was saying, contrary to popular belief, women enjoy sex more than men. And at first, I didn't believe it, but then I thought about it some more and said, you know what? Actually, that could be true. I don't know, because women apparently can have multiple orgasms during one session. The problem is I haven't been able to give them that. And that's probably why women, see, I'm already learning a lot just from talking to myself here. That's probably why women are so selective, or they want men to take their time, because the female genitalia is complex. It requires a certain motion to get them off, while men, they just stick in their shit in a hole, and then they come, and then they go to sleep, right? Maybe they smoke a cigarette, then they go to sleep. Men are just so much simpler, and I'm just trying to understand the opposite sex so that I'm less lonely. And yeah, we all want to orgasm, right? But I want to make sure. Let me back up. Actually, let me explain. There's this girl, and women also tend to be less direct than men. At least in my experience, I feel like I'm trying to play their game and be less direct, even though on my direct self, sometimes I just want to be like, want to come over, want to fuck, want to do this, want to do that, let's do this, let's do that, let's go here, and more decisive, while women are maybe take a longer time to make up their mind. And also, in this example, there was a girl who was saying, she told me she was busy all week, and she'd been declining me. She had declined me a couple times in the past. Now this girl, the conquest, in quotes, the conquest had occurred very fast. I went over to her house immediately after we had matched. We hit it off. We had a few drinks, and then I slept over. Fucked her, and I slept over her place. And then